Momen's statement requesting for India's backing removed the last cover of shame of the traitor ruling class and exposed the colonial legacy of bankrupt secular politics. In the midst of growing popular discontent over deteriorating socio-economic misery caused by so-called development, Hasina government's foreign minister AK Abdul Momen has shamelessly asked for the enemy India's intervention to rescue this crumbling regime in the upcoming national election. He said on Friday at a Hindu religious festival program at Chittagong that he requested the Indian government to do whatever is necessary to back the Hasina government to remain in power and help Bangladesh maintain stability and harmony. When Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, and other secular political parties are attempting to position themselves as alternatives in the next power game by their political maneuvering with foreign diplomats, Momen has stepped up for India's backing prior to Hasina's visit to Delhi on September 5. Momen's speech just symbolizes the bankruptcy and servitude of Bangladesh secular politics. BNP also doesn't have the morale to take a strong stance against India's interference in our political affairs. Other than demanding explanation from the government on Momen's speech, BNP had nothing to say because they also seek for the mercy of the Kafir mushriks. A delegate from their party visited New Delhi and appealed to the Narendra Modi government to support a free and fair election in Bangladesh ahead of the 2018 national election. BNP seeks India's help for free and fair polls in Bangladesh, The Hindu, June 8, 2018. These secular rulers and politicians are so bankrupt that they do not even want to hide under the guise of people's power and democracy anymore. In fact, secular politics has descended into the lowest point in the history of Bangladesh and has nothing to offer to the people. All we see now is servitude towards the Kafir colonialists UK-USA and even their regional allies like India. We cannot expect anything more except slavery from these secular politicians who are the product of the Western colonial world order. The disbelieving colonialists have left our lands and gave us nominal independence, but installed here their puppet secular rulers and politicians who are totally detached from the Ummah and rule them by tyranny only. This master-servant relationship is the crux of the secular politics in Bangladesh from which we need liberation. BNP or any other secular parties cannot be the alternatives to Awami League ruling, as they all are born out of this colonial legacy, the politics of servitude. So, our sovereignty is always at risk as long as our authority is at the hands of these subservient, shameless, and stupid secular politicians. The glorious history of the Caliphate has produced statesmen like Muhammad al-Fatih, who from his childhood would never talk about anything else except for the conquest of the Constantinople, because Rasulullah had given a glad tiding regarding the conquest of Constantinople. Along with conquering the promised Constantinople, the Uthmani Khilafah under his leadership conquered Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Romania, and Serbia. Khilafah gave birth to the brave statesmen like Tariq bin Ziyad, the founding father of the great Andalusian civilization. He entered Spain with his small army and saw King Rodric's mighty force of 100,000 fighters. Yet he envisioned the victory and ordered his army to burn their boats after crossing Gibraltar Strait, and eventually conquered the land. In every era, the Khilafah produced such visionary and courageous leaders who sought protection from none but Allah, SWT. They viewed politics as a noble duty, an ibadah, a means to emancipate people from all sorts of ignorance, jahiliyyah, a way to propagate and make Allah, SWT, deen triumphant on the earth. Allah, SWT, says, He it is who has sent his messenger with guidance and the religion of truth to make it victorious over all other religions, even though the mushriks hate it. As-Saf 9. Therefore, we call upon the people in general and all the sincere politicians in particular to reject these backboneless secular politicians and their obnoxious politics of servitude. Gather around the courageous leadership of His Beauty Tahrir to re-establish the righteous Khilafah Rashida, rightly guided caliphate, on the method of prophethood. Instead of being subservient to this mushrik state, the imminent Khilafah will bring India back under the justice of Islamic ruling system as per the glad tiding of Rasulullah, peace be upon him. He, peace be upon him, said, There are two groups of my Ummah whom Allah will protect from the fire, a group who will conquer India, and a group who will be with Isa ibn Maryam, peace be upon him, and Nasrai.